Hello guys, how are we all this evening? It's 10 to 7. I've had a busy day. I'm just having a cup of tea, chai, cheers. I've got some soup on the stove for my tea, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to have this cup of tea first. And if I might just switch that down a minute while I chat, hold on. So I've switched it down. The soup I made, I still had loads left, so I've put half in the freezer and half I'm going to have tonight, or it's going to go off, isn't it? So I made that on Sunday, so to be honest I thought I'd eat it, but I haven't. So last night I had the egg butty, egg on toast at 9. By the time I got in, it was time for bed. So, that chai tea, if you don't know, from Aldi, you've got to get some. Couple of sweeteners, full fat milk, creme de la creme, or even semi-skimmed if you wanted it. So, tell you about the bingo last night me and Kelly went to. So we got to the bingo and it was heaving. So, couldn't find a table. Anyway, on our way out, there was a big massive table with 2 women sat on it and 3 seats. And I said, is anyone sitting here? And they said, well, we don't know, they might be. And I thought, after the day I had yesterday on the bus, pick your battles, Janine. So I said, do you want to ring me in 10 minutes if they don't turn up? They were laughing. I was laughing because I was past it by that time. I'd had me fill yesterday, hadn't I? So I said to Cal, come on, should we just go to the pub? So we went to the pub, the Prenton Park, and it was dead quiet in there. Shame how the pubs are a dying trade, aren't they? I can remember years ago, used to go in to be a band playing, you know, everyone would be like friendly, be all hustling, bustling. That's why I like the Joeys, because it's like that. But not on the bingo night, because that's very serious. There's money to be won, and they take it serious. So next week, it starts at 7:30. I reckon we'll have to get there about 6 o'clock to get a seat, don't you? Hey ho. Oh, so nice that. Honestly, it really, really is. So we went to the Prenton Park and there's one guy and he was walking out and he was talking to us. He's been to a funeral, he was 70, dead friendly, telling us his life story. And then another 2 lads. Have a nice night, ladies. Nice, I like that. Do you know what I mean? Friendliness. Being friendly in the bingo. So anyway, but it's their thing, it's their clique, I get that, and they take it very seriously, but we will have to get there probably next week, an hour early, if we want to go. Now they do a turn on Sunday night, a live band, and they do play your cards right, but Kel doesn't fancy that. She said she's knackered on a Sunday, so we'll stick to the Monday bingo. That's fine, that's fine. So consequently, we didn't get to play bingo last night, never got to use me dabber. What's a girl to do? I was telling Claire, me face lady, today, because she was the one who introduced me to the Joeys, and it is lovely. When we went to the ABBA tribute, they, you know, everyone was dead friendly. And I'm not saying the bingo people aren't friendly, but it's a serious thing, bingo, and for those who play it will know it. Pardon me, I'm hard pressed to be serious unless you've really wicked me off, do you know what I mean? So anyway, I digress. I slept in this morning. I woke up at 3 o'clock and I had a night sweats last night. Not bad, but instead still had the night sweats. And I didn't wake up as much though. So I'm getting better. But when I woke up, it said I'd only had 3.5 hours sleep. So I thought that won't do. Do you know what I mean? So I went back to sleep and I thought it set me alarm. 5:22 I woke up. But what I did is I didn't have 2 cups of coffee in bed. I just got up, got my shower, walked CC round the block, and I was still ready in good time, and I fed and watered till he mint, and then off I trotted to work. And then, so I had some right funny dreams last night. I had a dream that my sister moved my couch out into a street up the road, and I said, what have you done that for? And she said, because I wanted to. Then I had, in the same dream, someone was trying to pour hot water on a kettle over me, because I'd said I was an associate. I can't remember the rest of it, but if you can decipher dreams, tell me what that means. Yeah, but it was funny. What else? I've written it down. So funny dreams, night sweat. So yeah, so what happened today, I went for my treatment on my face. You can see I've got a little bit of red here. I've had my micro needling again. I've had my Botox done again because it didn't work last time. and I've had another 500,000 in my lips because I like it. But the doctors rang me. I'd put a patches in this morning about, you know, getting something, maybe a slow release for me pain relief, because I'm taking these codeine and I can't keep taking them like the sweeties. They're very addictive. It's an opiate. So they rang me and said, all your tests are back, and what they want to do is book you in with the health and well-being. And I said, I don't want the health and well-being. I want to see a doctor. Well, you've been triaged now, so you can't. You have to see the health and well-being. You'll have to put a patches in again tomorrow. Should we book you in on the health and well-being? It's a 40-minute appointment. So I said, yeah, okay. It'll have to be a Wednesday or a Thursday because they're my days off. And we don't do a Wednesday. You can have a Monday. And I thought, what am I doing? I said, I don't need a health and well-being. I mean, I know I go off kilter, but my mental health's all right. I keep a relatively good diet and I do as much exercise as I can. Do you know, I don't need someone to tell me that what I need to be doing exercise-wise, mental health-wise, or anything else-wise. I've worked hard on myself for the last 2 years. Do you know what I mean? And I know how to look after myself. And also, what was I going to say then? It's like, lost my train of thought, I'll have to pause, yeah. These are to do your cholesterol, your blood pressure. My cholesterol's fine, my blood pressure's fine. Read me notes. Did I tell you what happened yesterday at the doctors? You know, I'm always saying about the doctors, and I'm not blaming the doctors, but they ring you and they haven't read your notes. So one doctor will be treating you for one thing and another for another, and two don't join. So the doctor rang me yesterday about me. Did I tell you about my heart and lung screening? I did, didn't I? I had it back. I've got a mild calcification, So the other doctor rang me from the surgery yesterday. You know, the one that I said rang me last week. So she rang me and she said, have the heart and lung people been in touch with you? And I said, they have. I've got an appointment to go in and see. She said, well, have they mentioned about the nodule in your right breast? And I thought, here we go. I said, have you read my notes? She said, well, you know, it says on your mammogram. I said, have you read my notes? I wasn't rude, you know. I'm not rude unless I have to be rude, you know, and then I'm very direct. So she said, just hold on a minute. So then I read a minute. Oh yeah, this up after about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm so sorry. Now, you know, so I could be a woman on the edge. I've been ill since October last year, August last year, and I have been through the mill with CT scans, MRI scans, CT scans, screening for cancer. I've had silicone poisoning, I've had my implants, I've lost half my right breast, you know, and I've just gone through it all and sailed through it all, and just like thought there'll be a means to an end. Once all of, you know, I've had that where I couldn't get rid of the diarrhea, you know, it was like, and they wouldn't give me anything, so 111 gave me something. Do you remember? If you followed me, you'll know. And I've had all that, and they've said, you know, let's get all your tests back and then we'll look at it. And I send the patches in and they send me to the health and well-being. So I said to her, I don't need a health and well-being. I said, I feel like a 40-minute appointment as well, and she couldn't fit me in on the Wednesday, Thursday. It was either a Monday or a Monday morning or an afternoon. Well, I've took enough time off work and I've took enough time holidays off work as well to fit in with appointments, and I ain't doing it anymore. So I said, look, I don't need a health and well-being appointment. I'm as fit as a butcher's dog aside from this. You know, this pain and this aching and the numb fingers and all that. I just need some sort of pain relief, a slow release. Do you know what I mean? It took me half an hour today to get from the bottom of the hill to the top. That would normally be me walking that in 5 minutes flat. Now I'm willing to accept all that's happening to me. But I want you to acknowledge what's happened, document it, and say to me, right, Janine, this is where we're at and this is what we can do for you. Not send me to the triage nurse, the triage person in reception who says, oh, she needs a health and well-being appointment. What do you know? What letters have you got after your name? Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I said, it'd be wasting my time and you'd be giving me an appointment that could be given to someone else that can use it. So she said, okay. I said, I'll patch myself tomorrow again. But you know, you're like, are you having a laugh? I was in that doctor's an hour and a half the other week, begging them for something, begging them. Do you know what I mean? Please give me something to help me. And then that's when I got, you know, someone advised me to get the melatonin. I mean, let's not forget, I'm in full-blown menopause as well. Do you know what I mean? So, and you sent me away because my test results for the cancer screening hadn't come back clear. And now you're telling me they're clear, you want to send me to the health and wellbeing clinic. No, that's not happening. I want to see a doctor. A health and wellbeing woman can't prescribe me some sort of slow-release painkiller. That's all I want. I don't want a lot. So, but yeah, and I was like, read the notes. Read the notes. Because if you read the notes, you know, it's like one of my friends said today, oh, they're very overworked. I said, no, I said, they don't join the dots. I said, if she'd have read my notes, she'd have got on the phone to me and said, right, Janine, A, B, C, D, and E. We know about the nodules in your breast, or the nodule that's in your breast, and we know what it is because it's to do with you having the silicone implants removed that ruptured into your body. And we know all about that. And if you had heard from your London screening people, and great stuff, tickety-boo, that's amazing. Right, I'll let you go. It would have took her 3 minutes to read my notes and 2 minutes to talk to me, as opposed to 15 minutes on the phone because she was panicking, because she told me I've got another nodule in my breast. Do you know what I mean? So it's not rocket science, is it? So, but I've had a good day aside from that. I was sat at the back of the room in the quiet corner. I told you yesterday I was in consolidation. I put myself there because there were no seats. And it's the consolidation corner. It's dead quiet. I really, really liked it, but I can't stay there. I've booked Friday off, so I'm done now till next Monday, which I'm made up about. Thomas is coming tomorrow with Abigail, and they're going to stay for dinner and tea, which is nice. So yeah, that's about it really. So that was a ramble and a half, wasn't it? I hope everyone's had a really, really good day and you're all over happy. And, you know, tomorrow's Wednesday, so it's bump day or hump day, is it? But yeah, what a day, eh? But I went for my treatment and I had a good chat to Claire, my beauty lady. And I feel better for having my treatment. And I can see an improvement there and there. I mean, that was only my second one. And I'll have my second peel in 2 weeks' time. And it's 6 months. So, tickety boo. Cece wants to come and say hello. All right, here she is. Here's the baby. I know you can't lick mummy's face. No, because I've had a facial as well. So yeah, so it's all good. It's all gravy. I've got a coffee date on Thursday, and I'm turning up with bruised lips, bruised eyes, bruised head, and my face peeling off. Do you think he'll still fancy me? Anyway, I'm gonna get my tea. Catch you in a bit. Bye bye. Oh yeah, I might as well do outfits of the day. This top, charity shop, it's got some writing on it, but I can't read it. But it's just like a little blue t-shirt. It was £2, and then I've got my Marks and Spencer pants on. I've got my slippers on. My green Marnie slippers. So yeah, I'll show you my super deluper. Hold on. Come with. Look at me head. But yeah, I'll look 21 in 6 months' time. You won't recognise me now. So here's the soup. The soup. Vegetable. It's got celery, carrots, and butternut squash in. The 2 vegetable Aldi stock cubes. And a bit for Cece Lamar, because can't leave hair out, can I? So here's my lovely soup, which you can't go wrong with, really, can you? It is absolutely divine. Celery gives it a different taste. It's nice. So I've not eaten an awful lot today, have I? But sometimes it balances itself out, doesn't it? I'm not too worried about it because I'm off for the next 5 days, so I'm sure I can make up for lost time. Oh no, I really hope everyone's okay. Do you know what I mean? It's just the antics of some things, you know, and like I always say it and I'll say it again, I do take everything in my stride, and that's why I'm so proud of myself, of the work that I've done on myself in the last 2 years, that I don't get upset. I don't just nod my head and say, yeah, okay. Do you know what I mean? That I can challenge. I'm brave enough to challenge. I know my own worth enough to challenge. I love myself enough to challenge. And I was saying to Claire today, because she didn't know I had a YouTube channel, that, you know, it's like doing this channel has done me so good for my confidence and my ability to articulate myself better, and it's all part of my journey. And it all started with Kirsten saying, come on, get on and do something. But it all started prior to that with me getting ill. And I said to Lisa today, my friend, I said, you know, getting ill has been the making of me, really. And I could smile about it, even though at times I've not felt like smiling, because starting this YouTube channel has given me a chance to like really expose myself. And you know me, I come on, I look like, I won't get up of a morning, I come on and I just like, and I'm not biffed anymore. And prior to that, I would have, if I took a photo, I'd be like, oh no, delete that. And it's given me such self-confidence, as in, you know, accepting myself for who I am and loving myself. And that's why I always say, you know, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, look after yourself and love yourself. And this is like such a good thing come out of such a negative thing, do you know what I mean? And I'm so, so grateful for that. I really, really am. And I do love coming on and doing them. You know, they're a massive part of my life. I love, love, love. Just the fact that I can sit here and look at myself when once I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I didn't like myself. I didn't love myself. And I'm so proud of myself for that. You know, and that my well-being so good that after everything I've been through over the last year, I've battled it head on. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, I've dealt with every issue. And as I've said, I've got other issues going on outside that I don't talk about, that I've battled them head on instead of just crumbling to the floor. And for those of you who watch me all the time, you're a part of that. Your messages, your comments, do you know what I mean? And I'm so, so grateful. And I wouldn't be me without this. I wouldn't be where I am now without this. And I know that to be true. So I'm going to have my soup and I'm going to say thank you. Do you know what I mean? And I just love chatting. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I do it because it makes me feel happy, do you know, and it just, it's really, really helped me to accept myself for who I am. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so well-being my ass. Do you know, I'm so proud. Like, you know, from someone who's battled with anxiety and depression since she was a little girl, and to come to where I am now, I thought, no, I'm going to challenge that with you. I'm not accepting that. I want to see a doctor. Do you know what I mean? Instead of shying away, getting upset and making myself ill through anxiety. So I hope wherever you are and whatever you do, and any little inroad you take, any steps you take that you think, you know, I couldn't have done that a week ago, be proud of yourself. And even if you shy away, but you think, you know, I shied away from that, but you acknowledge that you did. Even the acknowledgement, to be honest and truthful with ourselves, is really important. Do you know what I used to do when I used to feel like, when I talk about Matilda, and I used to think about something that I'd done that I felt shame about, because I'd had shame pushed on me. It was doled into me that I should feel ashamed. I used to hum, I used to sing, and I don't do that anymore. And I noticed that the other day when I was walking to work, I was thinking of a situation where I'd been a little bit conscious about it, and normally I think, and I go, to sort of, because when you're humming, you can't think. Now, I didn't know that. I read that a good while ago, that's why we hum. Now, I've done that subconsciously, but I don't do that anymore, because when I get them thoughts, it's something in my brain's trying to shame me, saying you shouldn't have done that, Janine. I think I should have done it. You know, I am a good person. Sometimes people might see me and think she's not a very nice person because I'm honest. But I know I am a good person and I am a nice person. And I've worked on myself so hard, you know, with my journaling, my painting, everything. I'm still working on myself. I'll always be working on myself. And YouTube has helped me tremendously. Like, you wouldn't believe it. Do you know what I mean? And see this face. I'm always like this, and I used to always have a happy face on, but inside I was so anxious and like that constantly, and I'm not like that anymore, and I'm proud of myself, and I want to say thank you, because you coming along with me and commenting and watching has really, really helped me. So I'm going to eat my soup, but I'm going to say, take care of yourself, and I mean it. Be kind to yourself, and I mean it. Look after yourself, and I mean it. And love yourself, and I mean it. Listen to them words. Listen, that's my eyes. To them words, and give yourself a big hug. Always give yourself a big hug. And a new thing I've seen today is, if you're feeling anxious, lie on the floor and put your legs up on the wall like that. I just seen this today on Facebook or Insta. And hug yourself and lie there for 5 minutes, and it's meant to reset your system. So I'll be trying that. I'm sure I'll try it and give it a go and get back to you, but you try it too. Oh, thank you so much, guys, for always watching. Take care. Love you lots. Bye. Just have a soup and tea. Bye-bye, because I am fierce.